Okay, so something came up the other day. It's kind of interesting. I was talking to a friend who's an avid user of Facebook, and while we were sitting there talking, she was looking on Facebook and she was saying that somebody was talking about their first car, right? So that this person had a Saab, and she was like, "Do they still make Saabs anymore?" And I said, "Well, I think that company went out of business." So we googled it. And sure enough, Saab's been out of business or went bankrupt since 2017. Was bought by somebody else and whatever. So anyway, the deal is the thing that she started talking about what her first car was, and she started posting it, and that seems innocent enough, and she was just being friendly with her friends and just talking about a shared experience. We all had a first car. If you're old enough to own a car, if you ever owned a car, you had a first car, so you talk about it, right? But then she was talking about something else, and it was related to like somebody was had a post, and they were talking about what's your what kind of homeowners insurance do you have, So, and I thought, well, that's interesting and seemingly unrelated. But then I started to like think maybe the two could possibly be tied together. You see, your first car, that's often used as a security question, the answer to that question. So if you like lost your password, or you can't get into your bank account, or an online store, or your credit card, you wanted to check your credit rating with your credit card company, or your balance or something like that, and you forgot your password, they might ask you a question that you have answered in advance, and then that answer is on file. And if you answer one or two of these questions, they'll let you have access to your account. One of them is often, what was your first vehicle? Sometimes it's your mother's maiden name. That's a little too obvious. Most people would balk maybe at that, but some people probably wouldn't. Some people would probably say, what's the first four letters of your mother's maiden name? They might actually answer a survey like that on Facebook. But some of these seemingly innocent questions, like what's your first car? What was the name of your favorite pet or your first pet? What was the name of the street that you grew up on? This is a very popular one. You take the name of your first pet, you take the name of the street that you grew up on, you put them together, and that's your alias. That's your rock star name, or that's your superhero name, or something else. So, these kinds of seemingly innocent surveys on Facebook and other parts of social media, now when you answer those questions, that's in the digital ether, okay? Now that answer is out there somewhere. And I'm not saying that, Vladimir Putin is spying on your Facebook page and is going to use this to like steal all the money from your bank account. I'm not saying that. I'm not a wild conspiracy theorist in that sense. But what I am saying, though, is now that information is out there. So if somebody wanted to, or came across it, and an opportunity came up for them to use that information, they would be able to. So why would you provide them with that information? Okay? I'm just saying, be careful out there. And maybe you're wondering why I keep showing this video of this lady jumping into a pool and waving at the screen over and over. It's because, just like this video, this person may be seeming to have a good time, and this image may be very enticing, just like participating in these surveys with your friends may be very enticing. But they can also be dangerous. This can be a lure. This can be a way of baiting you to get your information. Now, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying be careful. Okay, that's what I'm saying. But the other thing that was interesting about this conversation was, when I had this conversation with this person, they started to defend Facebook. And that was a very interesting reaction to me. She said something like, I'm not going to live my life paranoid. I'm going to go have fun. And I get that, okay? I understand that. A little paranoia, though, isn't always that bad, especially when security is at stake. But what I'm saying, though, is she was defending the practice and the institution of Facebook in the same way that a person who's addicted to something defends their actions even when they know that something could potentially or even proven to be harmful to them, and they continue to persist in the behavior. That's an addiction. So, look out for these signals in yourself, because if you feel compelled that you have to share all of the things about your life on social media, you might be vulnerable, and you might like to look at the possibility that you might have an addiction. That's all I'm saying. So I know nobody likes to be preached at, and I certainly, I just don't want any of my friends out there to get hurt. So just be aware of this. And the next time somebody asks you what's the name of your favorite pet or what your first car was, think about whether you ever used that answer in a situation where it could be used against you, say to protect a password or as a security question. All right, well, that's all I have for today. So that's my blog for the day. I hope you enjoyed watching this young lady swim in the pool. She seems to be having a great time. I hope all of you have a great time. Sorry for the preachy speech, but I just had to get that off my chest. Take care.